Hello, thank you for coming to my channel, Compass Starlight. This is going to be a midweek check-in. We're going to see what kind of energies are at play as we meet the middle of the week, head toward the end, and head into the weekend. Shuffle one more time here, one more riffle, and cut, and then and we'll see what kind of card wants to come out. What kind of messages can we expect for the weekend? This is the Mantegna Tarot. This is my archetype deck. It'll give us some kind of characteristic. Is that it? Some kind of characteristic or attribute on which we could focus or meditate. All right, that's better. I'll take those two. Thank you very much. We have Saturn, card number 47, and we have Temperance, card number 34. This deck here is the Rain Shadow. The Rain Shadow Tarot. What kind of messages can we get from Spirit from this deck? Knight of Cups, Seven of Cups, Page of Swords. Is that it or anything else? Any other messages from this deck? Yes. Okay. Eight of Wands. Okay. And then this one here is the Oracle deck. The Starseed Oracle, and we have quite a few cards here that have just come out. Let's rearrange these. The Knight of Cups, the Seven of Cups, the Page of Swords, and the Eight of Wands here. We have Saturn, Temperance. Yeah, I see what's happening. Saturn, Temperance, we have the Star Ancestors. We have I Remember and Called. Ooh, haven't had that one in quite a while. Very nice. All right. As usual, I do like to start with the Mantegna Tarot and read into these cards here. These archetype cards, I think that they are very helpful to guide us in our focus of attention. What kind of traits and attributes we can embrace or embody as we move through the energies of whatever time period we are facing. So we have Saturn, card number 47 first. And I have not taken a look at the current astrological happenings, but it may be something, a matter of curiosity for you if you decide to see what kind of movement or motion is Saturn taking currently. Saturn is card number 47. It is the archetype of isolation. Always think before acting. This is about consideration and deliberation, right? Weighing out all of the factors before making your move. Which is wise. That's certainly wise counsel. And of course, Saturn here is being depicted as an old man and someone who has experienced life and has a lot of wisdom. The other card here from the Mantegna Tarot is the archetype for temperance, card number 34. And that is the archetype for moderation. Prevention is the best cure. Now, this could be seen as a lifestyle choice, all things in moderation. That means that if you're going to enjoy the company of your peers, and you decide to go out for a few drinks, for example, to sort of curb your enthusiasm as far as the intake of alcoholic beverages or even food for that matter. It could be anything. It could be a vice. It doesn't even have to be a vice. It's merely a suggestion that moderation is a good choice. Prevention is the best cure. This is to say, if we can avoid calamity by being moderate, that is the suggested path to walk. These cards, of course, then have a lot in common. Moderation, prevention is the best cure, and consideration from the card Saturn suggests that if you take the time to consider cause and effect, you can prevent a catastrophic outcome. What are you being asked to consider this week? Is there something that is weighing heavily on your mind? It could be anything, and you would know best what it is that might be weighing heavy on your mind. But to throw a suggestion out there, an option, an example, perhaps you're considering traveling to a certain location and you're weighing out the possibilities. Is this the time to travel? Is this the time to travel to that location? Is it a place, a location that is stable enough to make me feel secure while I am traveling there? Is it in my budget? Perhaps there are all these elements that would make you reconsider whether or not this is the best decision for you at this particular time. Again, that's merely an example. Same could be true for buying or selling a home. Is this the time to make that adjustment in my life? So this could be true for any circumstance. It could be considering whether it's the right time to look for a new job, to start a new job, to start a family, to have a child, right? There are all kinds of things that are important decisions, and we must consider the information we have at our disposal. We must consider the cause and effect of making adjustments and making changes in our life. Now, right above these two cards, we have the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups it can be a romantic gesture. It is bold enthusiasm for new romantic opportunities. It is the enthusiasm to go into new situations, to meet new people, to engage with others, to sort of have an open-hearted, light-hearted, passionate approach to new things. It can be an impulsive energy. So, that being said, if you encounter somebody who is approaching you with this impulsive enthusiasm towards flirtation and romance, perhaps you need to take a little, hit the brakes a little bit, take it slow, and have some consideration. Get to know this person a little bit. And if it is you and your passion and spark toward something new, it could be, like I said, a new job opportunity, but a new relationship, you're kind of being asked to dig a little deeper and look into the situation surrounding, or the elements surrounding the situation. Be mindful of what's going on. Read the fine print, right? You're being asked to be a little bit discerning here with whatever offer or enthusiasm or whatever this is that might be entering into your life that seems to have a lighthearted, flirty energy. It's all good, but do sort of keep your wits about you and stay grounded as you consider whatever this is coming in with this Knight of Cups energy. Now we also have the Seven of Cups here. The Seven of Cups is that it's options. It's having many options. It could be many options for job opportunities. It could be many options in love. It could be options in love, options in travel, options in job opportunities, and all of the above. The thing about the Seven of Cups is the cups are all filled with something wonderful, something fantastical, something a little bit out of this world. And what happens with fantasy? Some of the things are good, but sometimes fantastical ideas are a little crazy, a little over the top, a little bit scary. So we don't know what we'll find within these cups. It could be something that proves to be fruitful and prosperous, or it could be something that could put us a little bit at risk or be dangerous. Again, you have to be discerning as you approach these cups and consider as best you can what may be in them. And then you make a choice and you trust in that. So honestly, if you're able to tune in to your intuition, maybe hold space, stay quiet. If you have these options in front of you, hold space for yourself. Take some quiet time to sort of tune everything out. Go within and see if your intuition can guide you toward the best option from all the choices that are being presented to you. Now I'm going to go into these other cards here, the Starseed Oracle. We have Star Ancestors that says, hidden secrets, lost wisdom, look a little deeper. Again, we're being asked to really dig into the details, to really suss things out, to be considerate, to think about cause and effect, to be realistic and pragmatic with our approach, to stay grounded. Look a little deeper. Star Ancestors says, the ancients knew much more than we do about our connection with the stars. Their pyramids, temples, and other places of worship, created in precise alignment with the stars, exist in all corners of the world. What if this ancient wisdom is available for you to uncover now? You're being called to think and listen with your ancient heart and soul, to tap into the part of you that remembers and knows. All ancient secrets are whispered forever in your ears. All mystic knowing blooms in your heart. All potent power pumps through your veins. You're being invited to step into your ancient knowingness, to be held by the rememberings of the star ancestors, to look a little deeper. If you're feeling stuck, you're being called to do something different, to change your point of view. Creativity happens when we put together two things that don't belong, when we do the unexpected. So often a creative solution is right in front of us, but because we think the same thoughts and act the same way, we miss what's in the open. You're here to remember and uncover ancient secrets and transmissions, technology and wisdom that are so needed on the planet right now. To unlock your soul's memories of a time when we lived in harmony on Earth, and one day will again. The starseed activation says, I'm ready to remember ancient mysteries and secrets from deep within. Again, go quiet, tune out, tune into yourself, get into meditation and tune into source. Get in touch with the ancient wisdom and knowledge that you have within. We all have access to it. We just have to settle the dust of life that's circling around us all the time. Right? Stay still and be quiet and consider. You have all of these options. And the suit of cups is a suit of creativity. It is a suit of emotion. And, also a suit of passion. You want to follow your creative pursuits. But let spirit guide you. We also see the moon cycle here in this card. Rising up to the peak and falling again. The peak being the full moon, I believe. We are coming up on a full moon very soon. Probably about another week. What does that say? That perhaps the illumination of the full moon will give you a little bit more clarity in the direction that you need to take, or give you a little bit of confidence in the decisions that you know that you're needing to make. Next, from this Starseed Oracle, we have the card I Remember. I Remember says, Soul Plan, the fated life versus the destiny life. There was a moment before you were born when you chose the conditions of the life you're living right now. When you plotted out these exact moments along the timeline of your life. We live in a world of free will, and therefore these moments become our destiny only through saying yes. The fated life is the one we were born into. The destiny life is the one our soul chooses, and it takes courage and faith. If you pull this card, it's because you're likely now face to face with the choice to follow the destiny life over the fated life, to trust the path your soul is calling you toward, and to remember that this moment was prearranged on your life's timeline. You may find yourself at a crossroads, at a moment when you're being called to make a decision, to keep walking the perfectly laid out path before you, or choose the one less traveled. You may be facing a change of career, a new relationship, a difficult decision, or something else that requires courage and faith. You're being invited to remember your soul's greater plan and to surrender to it. When you're confronted with a path that's undefined, it's normal for doubt to rear its head. In fact, this is a certain sign that you're facing your soul's greater plan. Every hero in his or her life journey comes eye to eye with doubt. The only way around it is through it. It's all part of the larger plan. The Starseed Soul Inquiry asks, what are you being called to do to surrender to your soul's plan? It's a big deal. I think that is a very pertinent card, a very pertinent message. Being faced with that decision to keep going with the flow and keep living with the status quo, or to embrace a new path, uncharted territory, make your own way. And with all the options of directions you could take, how do you know which way is the right way to go? Is being called to trust in your intuition, to sit with the quiet, to deliberate and be considerate, and to tap into the knowingness that we have inherent, like as if it were in our DNA, that comes from our ancestors, that comes from source, that comes from being a human being on this planet. We also have this card here, the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords is a seeker of knowledge. The Page of Swords wants more answers. This is a curious individual, passionate and daring and innocent and naive and wants to set out on the journey and get answers. Find new, exciting things. The wonders of the world. The remarkable creation of God, of nature, of the cosmos, of the higher power. This is also a card about communication and being true to your word. Honesty, honest communication, truth. This is about seeking out truth. This is about seeking out the purest information. What is the truth? This is not taking the opinions of others. This is forming your own opinions based on your own truths and experience with information, with the knowledge. The Page of Swords can be a card of a youthful study. I mean, it could represent a person and be representing a student, somebody perhaps in college. It is also a card of planning. It suggests that as we learn, we go from sort of the apprentice, the novice, and the master, or maybe it's the other way around, the novice, the apprentice, and the master, right? There are steps that we take as we increase our knowledge, as we increase our experience with something. And so the Page of Swords can be representative of those stages, and as such, it is or can be seen as a card of planning for the future, planning the next steps. Again, consideration and deliberation over the knowledge that we have and how to apply it moving forward. We also have this card called from the Starseed Oracle. Called says, soul gifts and training. It's time to step up. You came to Earth with a double mission, to grow as a soul and to bring about a shift in consciousness. The best way to fulfill these personal and collective purposes is to trust what it is that your soul is calling you toward, for it's encoded within the most direct path forward. Your soul has many unique gifts that it came here to share. Some of you may already be aware of this, others are just beginning to uncover. You're being called to remember that your soul intelligently chose the perfect conditions to carry out your soul's mission and to share your soul's gifts. If you're being called toward a creative project, a passion, or an adventure, this card is your confirmation that you're facing the right way and that this moment here is destined. If you're feeling unprepared, you're facing the right way. You have to trust that. If you're being called toward a creative project, a passion, or an adventure, this card is your confirmation that you're facing the right way and that this moment right here is destined. If you're feeling underprepared or thinking, who am I to do that? Hopefully the Page of Swords helps you quell those doubts. This card is guiding you to step up and leap and consider perhaps your soul has been training for this moment right here for lifetimes. The Starseed activation says, I call forth the soul gifts and soul training that I've received throughout all of my lifetimes. I'm ready to embody them all now without hesitation or fear. I fully commit to being here now. I'm ready to step into my soul's highest and most potent calling. I've been training for this for lifetimes. On the precipice of the new path, pausing for some deliberation and consideration, cause and effect, figuring out how to trust in your own intuition, how to trust the knowledge that you've accumulated. What is the next step? The last card here for this reading is the Eight of Wands. This is from the Brain Shadow Tarot. And This card is indicative of communication, the Eight of Wands, but also speed, progress. Things are going to pick up. Sort of when you feel secure in your confidence that you've weighed out all the options, you've been considerate, you've deliberated all the elements of the situation or the path that you have chosen. This is, in a way, pausing to consider, do I have to change my course? And the answer is yes, because, and there are all these factors that come into play, and this is sort of measuring out these factors. You have that wisdom, and it is the plan. But you sort of have to come to terms with it in order to accept it. And as you do, you get more information, more momentum, speed picks up, more communication. Be honest in your communication, because you're going to be propelled forward onto this path as you take the next step. Each step brings you more and more momentum. Kind of like the train going, the little engine that could. Right? Just slowly builds up enough energy to make it over that hill. And as you start taking your first steps on the path, you build up more and more momentum. And as you keep going on that path, as the path has diverged, right? You keep going on this path, the further you go, the more momentum you have in that direction. This is the speed of that kind of momentum, that direction, the new direction, your adjustment. It is the speed of passion. And so now I'm going to see if I can get a card of confirmation on this reading. Let's see how I've been doing with this message. Okay. This is the judgment. How have I been doing with this message? So it looks like for the midweek check-in, we're being asked to pause a moment, consider everything as we accept the role we are being presented, the new offering, the new path meant to be accepted. Perhaps a little bit of resistance. There's something you have to come to terms with. This is the 10 of Wands that came out. Oh, that's a burden. Is this the letting go of the burden? We have the Ace of Cups. A lovely new opportunity being presented to you, possibly even a love option, a love opportunity. We have the 10 of Cups, that is fulfillment. I'm going to swoop these down here. We have the 10 of Wands, that is a burden we can let go of, finally reaching the homestead to appreciate these wands, these staffs, this fruit of our labors, right, that we finally get to enjoy, perhaps, by putting them down, putting down the burden. The Ace of Cups, a wonderful opportunity in love, or an opportunity that is being offered to you that can bring emotional satisfaction. We have the 10 of Cups, satisfaction, ultimate emotional satisfaction. We have here the Knight, the Page of Cups again. Well, there's the Knight of Cups. This is the Page of Cups. Coming face to face with the Page of Swords. So there's some kind of, you may have to share a truth with somebody that is presenting or offering a cup to you. Maybe you both have to, if it is another person, you both have to confront some sort of truth. And then we have the 5 of Wands, and that is a little bit of challenge. It's a bit of chaos and conflict, drama, that 5 of Wands. So what can you do to keep your wits about you? Oh, what was this? Temperance. Moderation. Prevention is the best cure. So perhaps you need to speak clearly and with truth, and be very considerate of your words before you do speak your truth. Very interesting. Always think before acting. Well, we make the choices we make. Are there regrets? Sure, at times that we regret certain. This just be very considerate. Consider every element before you go rushing off into the sunset. Take things easy, take things slowly. I think that's going to be your best option for avoiding drama, chaos, and conflict. Of course, it may be the case that there's no avoiding it, and you just have to follow your own truth and follow your own path. Interesting. I guess we'll see how the end of the week turns out. Good luck with that energy. I'm sure I will need it as well. Thank you for coming to Compass Starlight.